Alright, another game of 40K. We got the Orks here playing 2,000 points, round 2 of the tournament. I'll go over my list. My warlord is this war boss in mega armor. He's got the lucky stick. He's leading a group of 15 ludas. He's got a squad of 20 boys here with a knob, power claw, boss pole. 5 death copters with rockets on the side. About to scout move up. Another squad of 20 boys with knob, power claw, boss pole. 5 labas with 5 grot ammo runs. A truck filled with 8 tank busters. 2 trucks filled with 12 boys with a knob, power claw, boss pole. And then a battle wagon filled with 18 boys with a knob, power claw, boss pole, a pain boy, and a mech. Then I got 4 killer cannons with rockets and a big mech on a bike with a custom force field. And that is my 2,000 points of Orks. We are going second in this game. That's kill points in Maelstrom. So my 3 objectives, one's there, one is there, one is inside the building.
Okay, the Salamanders, 2,000 points, lost their first game. They're coming back for some vengeance here in round 2. I did add a Vindicator right here. The Hunter, my Landspeeder Storm with 5 Space Marine Scouts inside. Another group of 5 Scouts with camo cloaks and sniper rifles. Up on the top is a Tech Marine with a Thunderfire Cannon. He will be boosting the cover save on this structure. I have a group of Centurions with their grav amps cannons and heavy bolters. The last piece on the board is a Razorback with an assault cannon. Have 6 Marines in there. 1 has a flamer. Okay, in reserve I have Terminator Assault Squad. 3 have Storm Shields and Thunder Hammers. 2 have Lightning Claws. Those are the 5 Scouts inside the Landspeeder Storm. I have 3 drop pods, 2 of which have locator beacons. Storm Talon with an assault cannon and twin-linked las cannons. A group of 10 Space Marines. 1 has a flamer, 1 has, it's a multi-melta for their special weapons. I have a group of 6 Stern Guard with Vulcanistan leading them. And that group has 2 flamers, 2 multi-meltas, and 2 combat multi-meltas. My last group, Veteran Vanguards, a group of 7 of them. 1 has lightning claws, 2 have pistols, 3 normal veterans, and 1 has a power sword. So that is my group, and we'll see what happens. Okay, movement. Went ahead and shifted my Vindicator. Maybe take a shot at those Defcoptas. Same over here. I shifted this this Hunter right here. The only other thing I did was I brought in my 2 drop pods, poured out the group with Vulcanistan and the Stern Guard, and then this group right here with the Veteran Vanguard. So we'll see what happens in shooting. Okay, the Vindicator shot over here, took out 3 Defcoptas. The 2 remaining missed their leadership and they ran back 12 inches. Rest of everything else wasn't really in range, but up here, my Stern Guard were able to take away 2 hull points from the looted wagon, or the big wagon. And I was able to, with my Veteran Vanguard, I took 1 hull point away from one of the, what are those things called? The kilocans. And then with my Thunderfire Cannon, took 2 more hull points. So in total, 1 kilocannon's dead and 1 has a hull point loss. And that's it. That's all I did in my shooting, and we'll come back with the Orks' turn.
Alright, end of my Ork movement. I got all the boys out of the battle wagon. To get right here, this truck moved over, deployed its boys as well. Killer Cannons moved around his dead buddy, closer to these Vanguard. This truck of tank busters moved to the side. This truck of boys, still filled with boys, moved forward. These boys moved and ran. So did those ones. They both ran 6 inches, so they moved up pretty far. The Ludas moved up with the War Boss, and these guys stayed still. The Death Copters ran off the board, sadly, so they're dead. So now we're going to go into the shooting phase. Got a big mashup. It's all just green. Green boys and green Marines. Alright, in the shooting, wasn't as great as I was hoping it to be. I killed a couple Vanguard, killed like a Stern Guard and put a wound on Vulcan. Well, with the Ludas did kill the Thunderfire Cannon and put a wound on the Tech Marine Gunner. That was it for shooting. That truck turbo boosted forward, that was about it. So now we're going into the assault phase, which is going to be a lot of assaults here. Alright, end of the assault phase. Vulcan and his Stern Guard and the Vanguard veterans were killed. The Killer Cans mopped up the Vanguard veterans. The boys really didn't do anything. The boys multi-charged both units, so they took all the overwatch. The Stern Vulcan and them killed like 5 boys in total, but just the rest, they were just drowned by the amount of assaults. And that was, they didn't consolidate very much, but they took out the drop pods, all the people in the drop pod. So now moving on to Space Marines turn 2.
Okay, Space Marines 2, turn 2. Went ahead and rolled for my reserves. I got my Terminators in. They did not scatter because they're close to the locator beacon, within 6 inches. I did bring my Storm Talon on. He's right there. And my last drop pod over there with the Space Marines, they came out. As far as movement, I moved my Land Speeder right there. Moved this Razorback up a little bit. And just shifted these tanks a little bit. Brought up the Vindicator a little bit closer so they could get a 24-inch blast radius, closer. And just shifted this a little bit as well. As far as my Maelstrom objectives, I have one. If I kill something, I get a victory point. Or if I kill 3 objects, I get D3 victory points. And I have another objective. If I kill something in the backfield, I get a victory point. And another one was like to issue a challenge. But we'll see what happens and after shooting. Okay, some shooting results. I went ahead and took out that truck with the combination of shooting the Land Speeder, this assault cannon on the Razorback, and actually the last hull point was taken out by these scouts, so that was a wreck. The Orks piled out. I did a large blast from the Vindicator and took out, maybe 5 or 6 more. There used to be 12. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So the Vindicator took out maybe 5, and 3 were taken out by the Centurions. So that was a kill point. My flyer, the Storm Talon, right there, shot and took out something in the backfield, which was a truck. Had 2 hull points, took it out, it exploded, and actually killed maybe 3 or 4 Orks out of this group, and killed 2 Orks here, and actually took a wound away from the Ork on the bike. But they made all their leadership, so I did capture some victory points, got 1 thing done or killed in the shooting phase, and blew up something in the backfield. So other than that, that's all that happened, and we'll go into Ork turn 2.
In the movement phase for the Orks, these boys moved forward, so did these boys. The Ludas moved up. I need to capture that objective. I need to do overwhelming firepower, kill a unit in the shooting phase, and I need to do something else. Psychological warfare. Move these boys that came out of the truck, still trying to do the mission of try to take this tower. The boys that were in the battle wagon decided not to get in the battle wagon. They're moving over here towards these Terminators, so are the Killicans. The boys that were from the truck jumped into the battle wagon. The battle wagon moved forward. The truck with the tank busters moved forward, and the Big Mac is following behind them. And yeah, that's it for the movement. All the noise on the field has just been Space Marines shooting up the Orks, but out of nowhere, a WOG goes over the lands. The Orks are declaring their WOG this turn. Alright, so the end of my shooting phase. WOG was halfway, a little bit successful. 2 of my units benefit from it. These guys ran 6 inches, getting close to these Terminators. These boys ran 5 inches, getting close to the Scouts and the Land Speeder. And then these boys right here, they ran, and they only ran 2 inches, sadly, not getting as close to the vehicles as they wanted to. And these boys only ran 1 inch, not getting very close to these Space Marines. These Space Marines, 3 of them did die to the Labas, and the Ludas fired at the Vindicator, taking 2 hull points from it. And then the tank busters from that truck over there took 2 hull points from that Razorback. These Marines just failed their leadership and ran off the board. So I got psychological warfare. Those guys are dead. So now we're gonna do charges. Now that those guys are gone, these boys will probably try to charge this Vindicator. These boys are going to try to multi-charge the Vindicator and the Hunter. The boys over here are going to multi-charge the Scouts and the Land Speeder, and there's going to be a big assault on those Terminators. Alright, end of the assault phase. 1 Terminator stands. No, 3 Orks were killed. 3 or 4 Orks were killed. 3 Orks were killed by the Lightning Claw Terminators, but the Killicans killed like 3 Terminators when the boys took down 1. Here in assault, this knob consolidated. The Scouts ran off the board, and then the Power Claw knob killed the Land Speeder, but all the boys died. Only the knob with Power Claws left with 1 wound. Over here, I did not multi-charge. I just charged the Hunter, and I killed it. And it's there, just wrecked. And that's the end of my assaults. So now going into Space Marines turn 3.
Okay, coming back with Space Marines turn, this is turn 3. As far as movement, I shifted my Vindicator back to right here, and then he flat out moved right there. I pushed the Space Marine Scouts, they got into cover. I moved my Tech Marine down to here, the gunner. He's going to try to make a charge at that warball or that knob, which is one of my Maelstrom objectives, to make a charge. These guys are now in range to actually do something. They did not move. I am hovering for this right here, so I'm just moving forward. This Razorback popped smoke. And that's really everything. The other thing I had was I can kill something. If I kill something in the shooting phase, I get a point. If I make him lose morale, so psychological warfare, I'll get a point as well. So we'll see what happens. Okay, in the shooting phase, I did get some of my objectives. I was able to shoot and kill 1 thing in the shooting phase. My Centurions killed that tank, glanced it to death, and also I killed the biker back there, the Ork biker, with my Storm Talon. I did try to shoot and kill this Ork knob, and I would have got a D3 kill points, but I only get the 1 point. These Scouts right here shot and were able to kill 2 Orks. And I think I killed an Ork. Oh yeah, this drop pod killed an Ork over here. So that's the end of the shooting phase. I did make a charge, which is another one of my Maelstrom points. So hopefully I can kill that guy, or he's going to kill my Tech Marine.
Alright, end of movement for the Orks. After the death of the Terminators, the Killicans and these boys follow chasing the immobilized Razorback. Tank busters that fell out of their truck now are moving towards this hovering Storm Talon. The battle wagon moves up 6 inches. Ludas moving to the middle of the field with the war boss. These Orks moving over here because they got nothing to do. While these boys moving over to take this fortress. I have to take objective 2, 1, and kill a vehicle. If I kill 3 of them, I get D3 points. So now we're going into shooting phase. In this shooting, this Razorback was killed by the Ludas. These Killicans tried to kill the Vindicator but couldn't do it. The Tank Busters put a wound, took a hull point from the Jinking Storm Talon now. Just glanced it. I tried to shoot Labas at these Marines, but they survived. These boys ran just to capture this objective. These boys here are going to try to charge this Vindicator and kill it, just to get those 3 vehicles dead. And this other vehicle is going to die when I charge him with the Tank Busters as well. And then I'm probably going to charge this drop pod just to get closer, for whatever reasons. Alright, I'll be back after assault.
Okay, Space Marines turn 4. Went ahead and moved this tactical group up. Try to get some flaming action on those Orks. I shifted my scouts up to get further away from that mob of Orks. Up here, I shifted my Centurions so they can make a shot at these Killicans. I have a couple objectives. One is to kill a vehicle, so maybe I could kill one of these Killicans. I also have something to completely destroy a unit in the shooting phase, and then also to capture objective 5, which I do have right there. So we'll come back after shooting and see what happens. Okay, I think I talked about my objectives: kill a unit in the shooting phase and objective 5. So I did get objective 5. In shooting, I was able to take out this 1 unit. For kill points purposes, I killed the Pain Boy and the group of Orks. It was with the combination of the Flamer, double shooting, rapid fire with the Space Marines, rapid fire with the Scouts, and actually to take out the last 3 wounds, I was using my grav cannons. So actually, I was able to kill them with 1 extra wound, so they're all dead, so I got that point. Only other thing that happened was over here, the Orks just wrecked this drop pod. So that's the end of Space Marine turn 4.
Alright, for shooting, killed a sergeant with the Killicans. Tank Busters took 2 hull points from this drop pod. Ludas killed 2 scouts here. And now we're going to do charges. Actually, roll for leadership for these scouts. Alright, you made it. And we're going to do a charge and then charging these Marines here. Alright, in the assault, the Marines were ripped apart by the Killicans. 1 boy was killed from this Ork squad. 1 boy was killed by the Scouts, but the Orks wiped him out. And over here, the Tank Busters killed the drop pod with the last hull point with their Tank Buster bombs. So now going to Space Marines turn 5. All they got left is these Centurions and that drop pod.
Okay, I just went for a easy kill point. There was 2 Orks there, and really the last unit I have worth anything. The Centurions killed them, so no Maelstrom objectives accomplished, but just for kill points, killed them. And that's the end of turn 5, so it'll be turn 5 for the Orks.
Alright, end of movement and shooting. Tank Busters and Killicans shot at the drop pod and killed it. Killicans finally actually did something. They were the ones who killed it, took off the final 2 hull points from it and killed it. Tank Busters only did 1. Ludus shot at the Centurions and killed them. And the war boss jumped out of the Ludus squad, joined this boy squad, did some movement trickery, and they're going to charge those Centurions. The war boss is finally going to be in combat. So maybe he'll do something. Alright, so at the end of the game, War Boss came in challenge. They accepted just for the fun of it, and the War Boss insta-killed both those Centurions. They're dead. And the Space Marines have been wiped.
So they are 0-2. They are out of the tournament. The Orks were able to win, so they are 1-1. They will play the winner of the other two groups that lost. So we'll see what happens.
We'll calculate the points, see how many points exactly, how much the win and loss, even though it is a decisive victory for the Orks. The final tally will be 16 for the Space Marines. They did very well for Maelstrom, and 26 for the Orks, getting most of their points from kill points. 10 from kill, well actually 8 from kill points, 2 tertiary line breaker and Slay the Warlord, and 6 Maelstrom. So the Orks will be moving forward. They're 1-1 for the tournament. Space Marines are completely out. They've been kicked out 0-2. And thanks for watching. We'll come out with more games soon.